For subtitles, please click here and choose your preferred language.
I loved him, he loved me. It went far beyond love. He said, I'd like you to meet my mother. Suddenly dawned upon me that she was the Prime Minister. My mother-in-law leaned over to me and she said, well, I don't think Sanjay is going to introduce us. So would you like to introduce yourself? I was 17 and we met at a wedding. And we met briefly, I think for about 5 minutes. And I was straight out of school, just into college. And I'd never been to Delhi before, so I really didn't know very many people. And at the end of the evening, my husband-to-be, or Sanjay, actually proposed. He didn't ask me directly, he asked an elder in my family. And the elder turned around and said, she's just 17, go away. You know? And that was that. And then we met again at another function of the same wedding a few days later. And he sat down with me and spent a lot of time, or at least the time that we were there for the wedding. And we went out, I think twice or thrice, with the permission of my parents, and which was from 6 to 8 in the evening. And then I went to see his family and everything was there karod and we were married. I didn't know they were the first family. I was really very young. And when I went out with Sanjay twice or thrice, and then he said, I'd like you to meet my mother. And, you know, to me, she was just Sanjay's mother, except when I reached the house and it suddenly dawned upon me that she was the Prime Minister. And then I had a nervous attack and burst into tears. So he caught my hand and he said, now come along, come along. And he sort of chivied me into the room where the whole family was sitting down and we sat down at this round dining table. And by then he had become nervous. You know, I was in any case paralyzed. But we both sat down and after about 2 minutes, my mother-in-law leaned over to me and she said, well, I don't think Sanjay is going to introduce us. So would you like to introduce yourself? And so I did. I said, I'm Maneka. And she was very sweet. And Sanjay didn't open his mouth throughout, he sort of just left us two to it. And that was the beginning. You know, the relationship between Sanjay and me was very odd. Only because, I mean, he was 28, I was 18. It wasn't a relationship of just husband and wife. It was a relationship of teacher and taught. I was very much of a child, and a happy child. And it was the first girl he had ever taken home. And he didn't have to qualify the relationship. Everybody around could see that, and both of us belonged together. He made me go to college the day after I got married. So it was an odd relationship. You know, the depth of it was so deep that I've never felt the necessity to even talk about it. You know, I can't go around parading that I loved him, he loved me. It went far beyond love. It was as if I was a leftover of him, you know. If you look at the emergency, firstly you put all the blame on this young man of 28, 29 years old. The sterilization campaign, which was really the crux of what people's anger fell on. And we lived in a small little room. And the others went out all the time.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon and stay entertained.